In a simple multi-threading Java game with monitor pattern part 3, we analyzed the code, and the current code have multi-threading issue. In this section, we need to fix this. First thing we notice is those initialization codes are called from the main thread. We don't have to do this. We can have the swing event dispatching thread to run those initialization code. So let's just modify the code. Let's extend JFrame and give it a public constructor. Public. Okay, in this constructor, we call init GUI. This is a function we haven't implemented yet. Private t GUI. What this function does, it should do all those private void. Okay, it should do all the things the main previous need do. Let's cut this code and put it into the init GUI. This time we don't need the main JFrame because we are extending it. So whole bunch of deleting. Those functions are already available because we are extending the JFrame. Now, in the main, we can submit an event to the event queue. Okay, invoke later. Give it runnable, new, runnable. Eclipse will fill the boiler code for us. Okay, so in this runnable, we can just do new vehicle tracker demo. And the constructor will initialize the GUI. Different from last time, those GUI generating and initialization code is now submitted to the event queue and eventually run in the event dispatch thread. So if we are trying to see which thread is executing this code, this time it will print out true. Last time it printed out false because main thread is running it. This time the event dispatch thread is running it. You see, it printed out true. Next, we call the repaint from outside the event dispatch thread. This is not totally necessary. We can run the animation inside the event dispatch thread as well. So how we do that? We implement action listener. Action. Okay, okay, listener. Let's change it to action listener. Action listener. Import, and it will ask for implement unimplemented method, which we call it to the front of the methods list. Okay, what do we do in action performed? So there will be a timer. We can create a timer equal new timer. Each 70 millisecond, it calls our action listener. See, import timer, Java swing. And what the timer doing? The timer, start the timer, start. Okay. So each 70 millisecond, it will inform our GameBoard to call this action performed. In this action performed, we can update the animation. Okay, so we don't need to call the repaint anymore. We don't need to use that object because it is core inside the GameBoard. This time, if we print out which thread is calling this code, the answer is even the dispatch thread. We don't need a separate updater thread anymore. So let's delete this code. Run it. You see, true. So now the animation code and the GUI code are all running inside the event dispatch thread. We are technically running in a single-threaded program. But nevertheless, let's fix publication a little bit. We don't need this. This one is left over from a single-threaded program. We delete. And remember, chapter 3, save publication. Those are the techniques we can use. Static initializer, storing in a safe place. So let's fix the code. Private static this one static. Okay. Static. The monitor vehicle tracker is used here. It's we assign this empty, so we don't use static. Instead, we use volatile. Okay. Volatile is also thread safe way to publish it. Now all the variables are safely published, and we are in a single-threaded, technically in a single-threaded code. All the code are invoked. All the GUI code and the animation code are invoked in the event dispatch thread. So we should be all set. In the next video, we will make the animation in a separate thread, assuming called the repaint is safe in another thread other than the event dispatch thread. Don't forget to update our game.